All right, guys, welcome back. Today we do Fear, starring Captain America and Ghost Rider from Marvel Comics. This is a wraparound cover. All right, you can see what's going on. And it's also folded out cover. Is that how you say it? Look at this. Pretty cool, like almost a poster. By Howard Mackie, who's the writer, Lee Weeks, L. Williamson, Gregory Wright, and Michael Heitzler. Without further ado, let's dive in. Because this is a fun one. It's not without criticism that I'm going to talk about a little bit later, but we start with the story here in this, well, somewhere else, a prologue. So they're operating on a guy, and he says, one of the doctors says, "Pat, is this all right? All that we've done to this man over the past few months, it's border on the obscene. Dr. Harris, I don't recall any questions of morality when you receive your fee from our employers. Now is not the time to question that which has already been done. It's just a job. We can discuss issues of morality on the beach in the Caribbean. But it seems that this guy is not under, although they pumped him full of anesthesia. But then this guy talks about pretty green packages that needs to be opened up. He talks about his mother, and he slips away, grabs a knife, kill the lights, and kill the man. Thank you, Mommy. Nice presents. Now, can I have my birds back, Mommy? Can I open up Captain America? I'll be a good little scarecrow, Mommy. This is what I'm missing nowadays. Pure evil. You know, that people do gruesome deeds, and then you see it in certain details. You know, you don't have to all gore and, you know, all in with blood and gore and limbs and all that stuff. This is good enough for a Marvel comic. You don't see that anymore. You see maybe some shock scenes for one or two, you know, pages, and that's about it. But we don't see, unfortunately, in my opinion, true evil anymore, because nowadays villains needs to be sympathetic, right? Look at Loki. You know, he was an arch villain of Thor. He's now a wuss. Even Thanos is. Of course, Magneto is a good guy now anymore. I believe they do some tries with Magneto. But, you know, Magneto is just floating between good and evil a little bit. But, you know, a lot of other villains, let's say, Juggernaut, who's not a mutant, is on a mutant team. You know, stuff like that. Rhino. Rhino. Yeah, okay. But you know what I mean. Anyway. Then we have a killing, some kind of a hostage situation, and Captain Dolan is here. And Captain Dolan has a hatred for none other than the Ghost Rider. Looks great. Yeah, you nailed that thing, Gordon. So some of the, wait a minute, Lieutenant Gordon, really? Okay. No screw-ups, I want his head. So he jumps in, right? And Ghost Rider says, let the hostages go. No, I told the cops, do not try this heroic stuff. You think I'm afraid of you? You should be afraid of me, man. You screwed up. Those people are dead. And then, well, Ghost Rider acts. He grabs this guy, and he says, and this old man says, oh, please leave me alone. It's this one I want, the killer. He must be made to feel the pain of those who suffered at his hands, the pain of my penance there. It's one of his powers, right? It relives the past sins that man has done through the years, his evil deeds over and over again. So he says, I'm not feeling any pain tonight, man, because this guy's on drugs. And he says, my mission of vengeance is useless against you. There's only one thing that you fear, death. Have you contemplated your own death as you have taken the life of others? Are you ready to die? And he grabs him by his throat. Think about it. Remember it. I won't take it. Not tonight. But this man is really afraid. He says, just please leave me alone. I mean you no harm. And he gets a heart attack. So the cops comes in and shooting at the Ghost Rider. And he says, again, no matter what my actions, I am seen as the villain. Again, I must run for those who should be my allies. Why do they fear me? Why does their fear drive them to violence? Why? Well, you look like a flaming skeleton. Maybe that's it. So, this guy is railing Lieutenant Gordon. Why did you let him escape? you know, and he says, only that I was attempting to prevent any casualties among those hostages, attempting to do my job, sir. Lieutenant, we have all the gang members in custody. There was just one casualty, an old man, looks like a heart attack. So Gordon says, "Hey Jerry, that's his name. Are you afraid that maybe this Ghost Rider is actually on our side? Not likely." And then he reads the Daily Bugle. Well, Danny, this is Danny Ketch, by the way. It's not Johnny Blaze. Danny Ketch, one of the best Ghost Riders. A lot of people think that it's, for those people, the definitive Ghost Rider. I'm a little bit on the mix. I'm an old school guy, right? I love Johnny Blaze. I grew up with Johnny Blaze. But Danny Ketch was, I believe Ghost Rider was the first American comic that I've ever picked up. And I was hooked on board. So I really like Danny Ketch as Ghost Rider. So, and his girlfriend, I believe girlfriend Stacy is here. She is on the force. And her father, I didn't know that, is this guy, right? And she says, "Hey, Danny, what's with you? Ghost Rider is a criminal." And no, I don't think he's a criminal. I think the police and the paper just need a scapegoat. Why are they all going after the Scarecrow killer? You changed, Dan. Ever since we were all attacked by the blackout animal, you've become a different person. Basically she says, "What's happening to you is scary." But then he says, "You're scared? I died." So yeah, a little bit of context. Blackout is a Ghost Rider villain who is vampire. Is a vampire? Yeah, he's a vampire. But he has also other powers. And he ripped Danny's throat out. And then Danny became Ghost Rider, or he must become Ghost Rider, and couldn't not be transformed back into human form. And it was a whole thing with Doctor Strange and Johnny Blaze and the Caretaker. You know, you have to read those old Ghost Rider comics. It was really good. Anyway, he says, "I saw and felt things that no one living thing ever should see, and I keep seeing them through Ghost Rider's eyes. My life is built around fear, mine and everyone else." Meanwhile, more bodies here in this hospital. Jerry is having an argument with the police commissioner. He says, "You are off the job. You're going to focus on catching the Scarecrow. So no more talking about the Ghost Rider, right?" And he says, "You do it, Captain Dolan." And said if he is going to successful, he's maybe thinking about getting him back on the Ghost Rider case, right? Well, he doesn't like that. Meanwhile, here on the rooftops, we see Scarecrow. "Mother, why does Captain America continue to avoid me? Hasn't he gotten the messages I've been leaving for him?" So he sees a couple of innocent people. "Young lovers, time to send the captain another message. Time to open another pair of packages. To me, my pets." So his powers is controlling crows, I guess, ravens, crows. He has superhuman powers, and he can instill fear in people. And the closer he gets to people, people getting panic attacks and all that stuff. It's really good. And and he says, "Rachel, run." No, don't run from your fear. You can run from what's inside you. Feel your heart race. Your lungs fight for air. Your muscles rebelling against all your commands. That is the fearful thing trying to escape. Not to worry. I'll help it come out. I like this here. Just it's so cool. His crazy eyes. This looks great, man. Like I said, this pure evil what men do. And now you can say that Scarecrow is not really a big villain, but that's not really the point. The point is that the writer needs to create a villain that is believable and really, really strong to go against the Ghost Rider and even Captain America, right? If you're gonna make Scarecrow weak and pathetic, no one would believe that this character can take on these guys. So you need to make him a true evil guy doing villainous things and make him strong and scary. Well, I must say the writer does a fantastic job. So we have Stacy and her companions, right? So Stacy's on the job, and he says, stay where you are. No, I can't stay away. I got to get close to you so your fear can start up. The doctors did this to me too. Can you feel it? So they are having panic attacks. He says, I'm so scared. I can't breathe, heart racing. I'm going to die. Me too, Stacy, going crazy. No, Ray, the lady is right. You are going to die. And he just throws him away. But the fearful thing inside you has been let out. Next. So Stacy says, what are you going to do to me? And he says, you are? Mommy? And then he beats her. They told me you ran away, that you were dead. I knew that they were lying. You never leave me. I'll take care of you, Mommy. Time to go home, my pets. Captain America will not able to ignore the messages. The air is thick with the fearful thing. So this is, I believe, in the past when this guy's called Ebenezer, and these guys experimenting on him. Mr. Lafton, that's his name, Ebenezer Lafton. Meanwhile, Danny is riding the streets. He cannot sleep. And then his bike is starting to glow because he has a medallion on his bike. He needs to touch it. And then he transforms into the Ghost Rider. I love this transformation, that his skin is melting all off and he screams in pain because it's a painful transformation. And yeah, great stuff. Also the colors, it's really reflecting the tone and the mood of the story. Colors is very important to storylines, especially like, storylines like this. So Jerry says, "Oh, Captain, my Captain," and he thinks maybe it's about him. Officers, I believe the message was meant for me. Scarecrow and I have some unfinished business. So Jerry says, exactly how are you involved in this? So Captain America explains that the Scarecrow is a very old foe, and he's fixated, and he's a complex individual, very dangerous. So he tells the story that he's been abused as a child, and he has also a brother. And he says the psychiatrist's records show that Lafton was very close to his mother when he was a child. He idolized her, but she was also a drunk and, beats him up. And then her husband, or Jerry's father, Scarecrow's father, was divorced of him. But the Scarecrow could not believe that his mother did that, so he puts all of the blame on his father and later on Captain America, right? And so he has an intense hatred for the captain. My daughter, why didn't he kill her as well? I don't know, sir. I intend to find them both. So I also like that he calls them the police, sir, like he has some kind of respect for authority. And then he says, we have company, and that's the Ghost Rider. So Jerry freezes here for a little bit. So he jumps up. Great shot, by the way. He says, freeze, mister. So the topic is fear, right? Ghost Rider says, you are not afraid. I judge a man by his deeds, not by the way he looks. I've been labeled a criminal, a killer. Your actions show that you are not. So they're having a conversation here. Ghost Rider says, the police are even now moving in to attempt to apprehend me. None of them sees how many times I have assisted them. They'd rather fight me than let me avenge the death of these innocents. I won't allow them to stop me. There's a killer who must be stopped. The girl he has is important to me. Well, yeah, because Stacy has a relationship with his host, Dan Ketch, right? Why her? And she says, well, it's important to me. So they are, will you help me find him? He says. I know more about him than anyone. Yes. Again, great shot. Twin towers on the back, here in the back. Meanwhile, somewhere else, Stacy wakes up. You're home, Mommy, where you belong. I'm going to take good care of you. You never have to leave again. And she's having a panic attack again. And then he says, you don't have to drink anymore to do it. I can help you out, to help you to let the fear thing out, right? I've been a good boy. I've learned lots about letting the fear out. Those pretty green and red doctors gave me the power to stir up the fearful things inside everyone and have a very effective way to let it out. Sleep, Mommy. I'll make it all better. And she's, oh. So this is in the past. So here it's been established that they give Ebenezer, the powers. Mr. Lafton is now producing a mutative pheromone that directly affects the adrenal glands of all who comes within 20 feet of his person, causing a sensory overload which leads to a panic attack. The same pheromone affects his own adrenal system in a positive way, making him stronger. Find him. We spend the money to put him to work for us. Or maybe it's not in the past, but in present, but they are experimenting on this guy, I guess. Meanwhile, Captain America and Ghost Rider is having a chat, right? And speaking, they're talking about fear, So Captain says, we all face our fears in order to move forward. My only fear is that the Scarecrow will kill again. How are we going to find the killer? So, there's a bunch of crows over there. So let's go there. This is it. We got to lure him away from the girl. It's me he wants. So I'll go in the front door. Hopefully that will distract him long enough for you to get her out. Why don't you head up to the roof? Yep, he can do that. So he opens the door, right? And he says, hey, Ebenezer Scarecrow, I'm here. You wanted me, now show yourself. Now then we have a fantastic cool shot here. It is over, Ebenezer. No, my captain, it's barely begun. Strength is up to superhuman level. This is new. And something else. Heart racing, nervous system supercharged. I'm feeling scared. Why? How? Look at this great shot. It's very raw, very, he just jumps forward, right? And then hope he, tackles the captain. And captain is, you feel him that he's been overwhelmed at this point, right? Surprised. It's really well done. And you know what's cool? That a simple thing as a pitchfork can do so much harm. Of course, you could say, well, it's a pitchfork. Yeah, but it's not an enchanted sword. It's not a laser weapon. It's not some kind of a doomsday device or, Mjolnir or whatever. It's just a pitchfork, right? And yeah, it's just very effective. He says, reflects the strength, stamina, all down. I have to get past this. Now, Captain, let me open you and bring you to Mommy. Can't you feel the fear begging to be released? Your entire body is trembling with anticipation. I must oblige you, my Captain. Pretty cool here. But then Ghost Rider comes and yanks him away up on the roof. You dare stop me from opening my pretty red, white, and blue package? The Captain was to be a present for my mother. What fear do you hold inside of you, skeleton man? A fear that you cannot reach, but one you will soon feel burn at your soul. Great. So Captain Dolan comes in, and because he's a detective and he knows where they are, and he says, call for backup, detective. There's a good chance your daughter is still alive. So they have a battle here, and talking about, fear, and he says, fear is my friend, my pet. After I'm done with you and the Captain, I will open more packages. The fears will be released. They swim around me, do my bidding, never touching me. No, you cannot be allowed to cause any more innocent deaths. So he jumps at him, and I'm enjoying this immensely. It's not without faults that I'm going to speak a little bit later, right? So there's a SWAT team on the way, and so the Captain goes inside. He's going after Mommy. I can let him reach her. Fear can be a slippery thing, Skullman. Once it's released, it's hard to grab hold of again. And then it can get into the tightest places. So he jumps in the chimney, and he says, and then fear vanishes unreachable, but ready to strike again. Ghost Rider thinks, vengeance is not deterred by fear. Vengeance cannot be released to float away. Vengeance crushes all fear. So he's doing a Spider-Man. Again, all these details. Love the body language here. It's just, really well done. I don't want to be gushing all over it, but, like I said, I'm really enjoying this. So Captain Dolan comes here, or sees all this body, and he thinks that Stacy is also dead. So Ghost Rider sees that too, but he's thinking about maybe killing Scarecrow, and is he able to do it? And if he has become a killer, what will that do to his human host, Danny, right? So Captain goes out on the stairs, and then Scarecrow throws this pitchfork. Yeah, Captain America intervenes, and we're almost there, sir. Let's find your daughter. You are a persistent fireman, but you stay away from my mommy. I'm about to release her fear forever. No murderer, no more bloodletting, no more death. Your insanity must come to an end, permanently. Your mind is too twisted for my pen and stare. The blood mustn't, and then he is having some weird seizure because he talks about the blood and he cannot kill him for reasons. I believe the whole blood thing is part of the Ghost Rider saga at this point. I could be wrong. Or maybe he's just fighting his own demons, right? Could be. So he says, Animal, you killed her. I'm going to kill you. No, she must be avenged something more than daft. Let me go, freak. He stuffed her with straw. Daddy, I'm still alive. Cool. But then Scarecrow's still not down. Leave my mommy alone. I'm not finished with her yet. I'm not finished with any of you. You fearful things has to be set free. It's over, Ebenezer. Yeah. It is? Maybe. No, I'm the Scarecrow. The pretty green packages have to make it so that my fearful thing give me my strength. I don't need the pitchfork. I can rip the fearful thing out of you all. But then somebody shoots him at Stacy. He says, Freeze, you're under arrest. But only scratched a part of his face. No, Mommy, you don't have to hurt me anymore. I've been good. I'll be better. I'll take the fear thing out of you now. Then you won't ever have to hurt me again. You can't stop me. I can slip out of your chain, escape through the window, and Mommy. Well, he's dead. I only wanted to stop him. He threw himself out of the window, says the captain. Think he could escape. Vengeance has been served. So Captain says then, Captain, you didn't try to stop the Ghost Rider from leaving. Does this mean you changed your mind about him? I'll tell you, Captain. I'm just not sure. Now, this is the thing that I wanted to talk about. Captain America was not there with his colleagues, that basically Captain Dolan has a hatred for the Ghost Rider. He was also not there that Dolan has an argument with his supervisor about his obsession with the Ghost Rider. So how does the Captain America knows that Captain Dolan has an obsession with the Ghost Rider? It's not been mentioned anywhere. So yeah, also then we see Danny in his human form. Well, Danny and Danny Ketch talking at the grave of his sister Barbara, who's been killed. And, talking about fear, and a little bit anticlimactic. He's not dead. Of course, he's not dead, but we've been shown that he's not dead here on this page. So, and he's been picked up by these guys called Stern and the Firm. They want to use his special talents. There is so much fear for you to be set free. Okay, overall, this is a pretty good, fun book. Real danger, like I said. I was really invested in it. This is a little bit anticlimactic. It would have been better if we do not show Scarecrow, doing this, but more like a, blood with spikes, right? And then he's maybe running away, seeing a shadow, and that's it. Because we've probably never seen this whole firm again, because I don't know if this leads to somewhere else. I mean, this is a standalone story, right? So where does it lead to? I don't know. So yeah, that was a little bit anticlimactic. Overall, this is a really well done, written, and very well drawn book. So guys, personally, if you like this, I would recommend buying this. This is a graphic novel. Maybe you can get it in your local comic book store or on eBay or wherever else. So guys, let me know in the comments what you think about this, and sub to my channel, all the YouTube stuff. See you next time. Bye bye.